Chapter 3. The King Who Had It All. ARoyal Visitor. 1 Kings 10. King Solomon loved God, so he built a temple where God would dwell and the people would worship him. Solomon planned it to be the most beautiful building in the country. Nations all around Israel heard about Solomon. They knew he was the wisest and richest man in the world. They knew he had built a great palace, a beautiful temple, and grand cities. One day, the Queen of Sheba came to visit King Solomon. A colorful parade of royalty with servants, assistants, and government officers arrived in Jerusalem after traveling more than 1,000 miles. What a sight! The rich and famous queen was carried through the streets in a brilliant caravan. With her came carts full of treasures. Trunks overflowed with gold, precious jewels, and rare, sweet-smelling spices. All were gifts for King Solomon. The colorful caravan made its way to the palace. The king himself waited on the steps to welcome his guest. "King Solomon," said the queen, "I've heard about your great wisdom and knowledge. I have also heard about your golden palace and the beautiful temple you built for your God. I have come to see everything for myself and to ask you many questions." The king showed his guest around the temple and the palace. He answered every one of the queen's questions. No question was too difficult for Solomon. His vast knowledge amazed her. He knew about plants and animals. He understood what made people act the way they do. During her visit, the queen learned a lot from the wise king of Israel. She could see that God favored Solomon and had blessed him greatly. Soon the visit came to an end, and it was time for the queen to return to her homeland. Before she left, the Queen of Sheba told King Solomon, "Your wisdom and wealth are much greater than I had heard or imagined. Your people are blessed to have you as their king." Stories of Solomon and his wisdom were told throughout the nations of the world. Solomon wrote more than 1,000 songs, and he wrote down many of his wise thoughts so the people could share the wisdom that God had given him.